Hi, we're going to do a really quick beginner's practice. So this is going to really help if you find you're sitting a lot during the day. It's going to strengthen your whole body, particularly focusing on the core and really mobilize the spine. So we're going to begin placing the feet hip distance apart, just a soft bend in the knees, lifting up through the top of the head, lifting the sternum, relaxing the arms, and then inhale, taking the right arm, reaching up and then floating the arm back down. Left arm comes up, reaching through the fingertips and then taking it back down. Let's move over a little bit. Reaching the arms up and take it down. Left arm comes up and float it back down. Good. Breathing in, find that length and take it down. Inhale, lifting the left arm and take it down. This time we're going to take both arms up. Inhale and exhale. Good. As the arms come up, just notice what the shoulder blades are doing. Want to still relax them downwards so they're not like hunched up around our ears as the arms come up. Good. And then breathing out. Good. Just a couple more. Breathing in and exhale, clearing the space. Inhale and exhale. Good. Just taking the hands to the side of the head. We're going to just fold in to the right side into the waist, and then using the obliques, we're just going to draw ourselves back up to center. Good. So the movement is coming from the side of the body. We're keeping the pelvis very stable, so we're not leaning over to the side. We're just folding in to the waist. Good. Opening up the elbows, so we're finding that openness, that expansion into the chest. Good. And this time as we come over to the right side, I want you to take the head around, rounding the back, coming into center, and then stacking the vertebrae one by one as we lift the head, coming back to center. Good. Let's take it over to the left side, taking the head around, using the core to control the movement here, and then stacking the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae as we extend and lift. Good. Coming over to the right side, folding into that waist, taking the head around. Good. Elbows are widening and then lifting the head as we extend the spine. Good. One more on this side. Taking it around and then lift. Good. Okay, we're going to take a rotation to the right side, but I want you to focus on keeping that pelvis in exactly the same position. So we're isolating the pelvis. The hip bones are facing forward. This is a really good practice in kind of isolating the body, the pelvis. So we're not just twisting through the legs. We're using the abdominals here to isolate that movement and rotate. Good. Just one more on the left side and then back to center, and then release the arms, and let's just release those shoulders as well. Take the shoulders forward. Good. And we're just going to turn sideways on the mat, lengthways, sideways. And we're just going to place the hands on the knees and just working into the spine, lifting the sitting bones as we breathe in, lifting the head, getting a really good extension into the back. And then as we exhale, rounding the back, pushing in between the shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, lift. Lifting that head, lifting the sitting bones. Good. And exhale. And working with your own breath, just moving, finding that mobility in the spine. Good. This is a really good stretch to do if you haven't got a mat. You find you've been sitting for a long period of time. This is great. Opening up through the chest as well as we lift the head, and then rounding through the back. Good. And then one more, lifting through the head, opening up the chest, bringing the shoulder blades back. Good. And then dropping the head, and then we're just going to allow the arms to hang and just rolling down, walking the hands out into a kneeling position on the mat. Good. So just finding your alignment here. Hands are directly under shoulders, spreading the fingers, distributing the weight, so we're not putting too much pressure on the wrists. Knees are directly under hips, wrapping around through the center, so we feel that strong connection. And we're just going to extend right arm and left leg, and then lift, and then take it down, and then lift, and take it down. Good. And lift, and down. Breathing in and exhale as we lift, breathing in. Good. Exhale to lift and breathing in. Good. One more. Lift and lower. And then let's take it over to the other side, extending that left arm and the right leg, breathing in. Exhale to lift and breathe in. Good. And lift and lower. And lift and lower. Good. Give me two more. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Good. Let's take the knees wide. Just sit back in to the heels. So stretching into child's pose for a moment. Good. And then coming to sit on the mat. We're going to sit lengthways on the mat. Extending the arm forwards, rounding the lower back. We're going to roll back down to the mat. If you need to take hold of the thighs as you roll back down, that's absolutely fine. Good. And then just taking the arms to the side. Feet are close to the body. We're finding that neutral spine. So there's a small arch in the lower back, but we are connected through the center. Everything is strong and stable as we lift and lower that right leg. So it's a small movement, but I want you to just really notice what the pelvis is doing, because you'll find that the pelvis will want to move around. And this is where we are really recruiting our core muscles to stabilize the pelvis. Good. And then we're going to just swap sides. So we're lifting that left leg and lower and lift and lower. And just taking our focus to the pelvis and stabilizing this movement. Good. And then taking that foot back down. We're lifting the right leg up off the mat. Holding it here, we're just going to take it out to the side and back to center. Out to the side and back to the center. Now, the knee doesn't need to go very far. We're not aiming to come close to the mat at all. Again, all we are doing is just really challenging this stability of the pelvis so that we are using our deep abdominal muscles to stabilize. Good. And just relaxing the upper body. So we're not gripping into the upper body. Good. Placing that foot back down, lifting the opposite leg, taking it up, so that the work really does come through the center, not from the upper body. Relaxing the jaw. Good. So everything really is relaxed. We're just focusing on our deep abdominal muscles. Good. Okay. Just two more here. And then placing the foot back down, we're going to just take it up a level. So right knee comes up, left knee comes up, and we're just going to tap that leg back down. Now, it's a much stronger movement, so you might find that the lower back wants to peel up off the mat. Again, we want to try and keep that neutral pelvis, that neutral spine. Good. And we're just going to do 2 more. Good. And then bring it back to center, taking it over to the other side. Left foot comes down, just tapping the mat. Doesn't need to come all the way down. I'm really focusing on moving from the hips as well. We're not moving from the knee, we're moving from the hips. So the position of the leg stays exactly the same. We're just moving from that hip joint. Good, give me 1 more. And bring the knees back to center. We're taking that right knee out. And then we'll take it over to the side. Left knee comes out. Good. Right knee, followed by the left. So notice what the pelvis is doing. We're keeping it very central, very stable. Small movement with the knee. Doesn't need to go far. Good. Okay, 1 more on each side. And then draw the knees in and give yourself a hug. And just take those knees around. So we just release and then take them in the other direction. We're going to finish just with a little glute strengthening, so placing the knees back down, feet close to the body. Hands just relaxed by the side, breathing in as we tuck the pelvis under. Exhale as we send the hips high, just holding it here for a couple of breaths. Really activating the glutes to keep the hips lifting. Spine is neutral. And the core is still working. Good. And then slowly coming back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, onto the mat. Good. Breathing in, tucking the pelvis under as the lower back flattens to the mat. And then exhale, sending the hips high, pushing into the hips, really engaging the glutes. Pushing into the heels, lifting here. Spine is still in neutral, so pelvis is still tucked under slightly. Breathe in. Good. 1 more breath. Good. And then slowly lower back down. Good. We're going to do 1 more here. So breathing in, tucking the pelvis under. Exhale to lift. Just keeping the knees still at the same distance. They're still in line with the feet, in line with the pelvis. Pushing into the heels, sending the hips high. But we still want the knees, the chest, and the shoulders all to be in one line. Good. And breathe. 1 more breath. Good. This time let's just float the arms over the head. And then we're going to come down vertebrae by vertebrae, feeling that really good stretch into the upper back as we return slowly to the mat. Good, and float the arms over, taking the knees up, just giving yourself a hug and just rotating those knees around, taking it in the other direction. And then let's just take both knees and opening, rotating those knees. So just getting a little stretch into the hips. That might feel nice. And let's take it in the other direction. Good. And then place the feet back down. Let's take the feet to the edge of the mat. We're just going to allow the right knee to fold in as the left knee folds out. And we're just changing from side to side, just loosening off any tension that might be in the lower back or around the hips. Good. And then taking both feet together, we're going to take a spinal twist here. So taking the right knee over, extending the left arm, taking the gaze towards the right arm, taking the gaze towards the right arm, and just using that left hand to encourage that stretch. Taking a deep breath, releasing into the stretch. So we don't need to force anything here. We're just encouraging. We're just encouraging a deeper stretch. But the most important thing is just working with the breath. As we slow down the breathing, you might find you can just release a little bit more. And then bring the knees back to center. We'll take them over to the other side. Right hand comes onto the outside of the knee. And then just taking that gaze towards that left arm. We find this nice rotation to the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Just relaxing into the stretch a bit further. Good. And then let's just take that left arm over, and in your own time, when you're ready, just coming up to a seated position on the mat. And just taking the hands to the knees, just take the shoulders back. Just releasing any tension that might still remain. And then take them forward. And well done, we've finished. Well done for just taking this time, this short amount of time, just doing a short practice like this that's really going to help mobilising the spine, working into those parts that maybe become quite inactive when we're sitting a lot. Is going to really help. So well done for showing up and doing it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.